For those of you who don't know, it's a story written by a poem, an epic poem written by Robert Burns as an after-dinner entertainment. So it's after-lunch entertainment now, and it's written in 18th century Lowland Scots, which is a dialect of English, one would suppose. And it's a dialect that was rescued from almost extinction to a large extent by the writings of Robert Burns. He revived a lot of the poems and the stories and had them set to music, and that kept the language alive. Even though it's alive, it's not necessarily terribly understandable, even to present-day Scots. So when I give the talk, the poem, when I give the recitation, I usually like people to treat it as a foreign language entertainment. And so I'll try and speak as slowly and loudly as I can, and I'll give you a synopsis so you know where you might be able to recognise where we are in the poem as I go along. So the poem is about an Ayrshire farmer who in the poem is called Tam O'Shanter, and he is married to a wife who's anti-enjoyment in any form, whether it's wine, women or song. And Tam did rather like his enjoyment, and in particular he would meet with his cronies in the pub after every market day in the local town, which was Ayr, and they would have, they get unco food, rather too drunk, and very happy. And on a particular occasion, Tam got himself so well foo that he was more or less anaesthetised, and his friends put him Neville in the recovery position so that he was safe, and then they cut off the tail of his mare, which was a grey mare in the poem called Meg. And so he had to come back to this wife, who was a bit of a superstitious shrew, and explain the loss of the tail of his mare. And so he concocted this story. He said that he'd been to the pub, as one does, and he was making his way home, and he came across, he came to the church at Alloway, which is on the way back from Ayr to wherever he was living, and he heard all sorts of music and dancing, and there was obviously a party going on, and a party was something that he really liked joining. So he went in and looked in through the ruined windows of this ruined church, and there was the devil playing his bagpipes, and and all the witches and the warlocks and all dancing around and having a wonderful time, and all sorts of grisly relics all around the place. And most of them weren't worth looking at. They were old and drunk, big gritty hags, and you wouldn't give tuppence for them, and they were on their walking sticks, clambering around and doing the dance.
About 70 years of age, something like that.
About 70 years old, exactly. But there was this winsome wench in Whalley, a really shapely young lady, who caught his eye, and she was quite a fearsome witch in her own right, but she was very pretty, and she was wearing, the witches all got into the dance, so they were very sweaty and smelly, and they took off they kussed their duddies till they were so they could dance and be a bit more cool. And so there was this shapely lady in this a cutty sark, a short skirt, cutty sark, and so Tom was taking that, and he shouted words of encouragement to her, and gave his position away, and so he had to make a hasty exit and charge up, pursued by all the witches and warlocks, foremost amongst which was the the young lady that he admired so much. And what he had to do was to get over the stream that was flowing close to the church, because the running stream these witches and warlocks cannot cross. So once he'd done that, he was safe. And he almost managed it, but this young witch managed to grab the tail of his mare and pulled it off. And that's how he explained the loss of the tail of his mare. It was stolen by a witch. Who wouldn't believe that? And so, Sue's keen for me to get on. So the tail is, so it's called Tam O'Shanter, a tale. And it goes like this. When chapman billies leave the street, and through the neighbours meet. Us market days are wearing late, and folk begin to tack the gate. Well, we sit boozing up and happy, and getting food and unca happy, we think na in the long Scots miles. The mosses, waters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our game, where sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering her brows as gathering storm, nursing her wrath to keep it warm. This truth fund honest Tam O'Shanter, well, he for e'er, yea, nicht did canter, all dear while ne'er a tune surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. Eh, Tam, had thou but been sae wise as ta'en thy ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee well, thou wast a skellum, a blatherin', blusterin', drunken Bylum, that frae November till October, yea, market day thou wasna sober, that thou come elder with a miller, thou sat as long as thou had siller, and every neg was caught a shoe on, the smith and thee got roaring foo on. She prophesied that late or soon thou would be found deep, drowned and done, or catched wi' warlocks in the mirk, or Alloway's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how many counsels sweet, how many lengthened sage advises the husband for the wife despises. But to our tale. Yea, market night, Tam had got planted uncorrect, fast by an ingle, blazing finely, with Raymond Swartzer drank divinely. And at his elbow, Sitter Johnny, his ancient trusty, drew the crony. Tam looed him like ever a brother. They'd been through for weeks together. The night drave on with sangs and clatter, and aye the gill was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with secret favours, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rear and rustle, Tam didn't mind the storm a whistle. Here, mad to see a man sae happy, e'en drowned himsel among the nappy. As bees flee hame with lades of treasure, the minutes wander way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like poppies spread. You seize the flower, its bloom is shed. And like the snow falls in the river a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis rays that flit ere you can point their place, or like the rainbow's lovely form evanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tether time or tide. The hour approaches, Tam man ride that hour a nacht's black arch, the key stain, that dreary hour he mounts his beast in, and sic a nacht he taks the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twad blown his last. The rattling showers rose on the blast. The speedy gleams the darkness swallowed. Loud, deep and long the thunder bellowed. That night a child might understand. The deil had business on his hand. Weel mounted on his grey mere bag, a bit of never lifted leg, Tam skelpit on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire, whilst holding fast his good blue bonnet, whilst screwing an arse some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round with prudent care, lest bogles catch him unaware. Kirkgalloway's drawing nigh, where ghasts and howlets nightly cry. By this time he was across the ford, or in the snow, the chapman smurred, and past the birks and Micklestane, where hunters found the murdered bairn, and near the thorn aboon the well, where Mungo's mother hined herself. Before him, Doon pours all his floods. The doubling storm roars through the woods. The lightnings flash from pole to pole, near and more near the thunders roll, when, glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkgalloway is in a blaze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring, bold John Barleycorn, what dangers thou can make us scorn, with tipping with fear, nay evil. We'll skibby, we'll face the devil. The swats say reamed in Tammy's noddle. Fair play, he kept the deals a boddle, but Maggie stood right sair astonished. The banner had the heel admonished. She ventured forward on the left, and wow, Tam saw an uncouth sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance. Oh, nay, cotillion drank new for fans, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnow bunker in the east, there sat old Nick, the shape of beast, a towsy trike, black, grim and large. To gie them music was his charge. He screwed the pipes and gat them skirl till roof and rafters all did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses that showed the deed in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip slight, each in its cold hand held a light, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the haly table a murderer's banes and gibbet airns, twa span lang, wee and christened bairns. A thief new cutted frae the rape, with last gasp his gum did gape. 5 tomahawks with blood red rusted, 5 scimitars with murder crusted. A garter which a babe has strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, while his ain son alive bereft. The grey hairs yet stuck to the heft. Oh, with more horrible and awful, which e'en to name it be unlawful. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. The reel, the zip, the curse, the clinked, till ilka carlin swatted. Oh, and raked and kissed her giddies to the whack, and linked at it in her sack. Tam! Had they been queens, eh? Oh, plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks instead of creasy flannin been snow white 1700. There breeks o' mine, my ainly pair, that yince were plush, a guid blue hair, I'd gi'en them off a mat of hardies, for ye blink o' they bonny birdies. But, whether beldams, old and droll, rigwoody hags and speen a foal, lumping and flying on a crummock, I wonder did nae turn thy stomach. But Tam kent what was what fu brawly. There was ye, winsome wench and wally that night enlisted in the corps. One after kent on carrick shore, for many a beast to dead she shot, and punished many a body boat, and shook baith meikle corn and beer, and held the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark, a paisley hand, which, while a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, it was her best, and she was vaunty. Little kent thy reverend granny that sark she coft for her wee nanny, with top and Scott, 'twas all her riches would ever have graced a dance of witches. But now my muse her wing man cower, set flights are far beyond her power to sing how Nanny lap and flang, aye, a supple jid she was, and strang, and how Tam stood like yin bewitched and thought his very een and rich, een Satan glowered, and Finch flew fain and hutched and blew, with might and main, till first ye keeper, sign another, Tam took his reason altogether, and roars out, "Well done, Cutty Sark!" And in an instant, all was dark. And scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied, as bees was out the angry fight, when plundering herds assailed their bike, as open pussy's mortal foes went buck, she starts beneath their nose, as eager runs the market crowd, and catch the thief resounds aloud. So Maggie runs, the witches follow, with money and elves screech and hollow. Oh Tam, thou will get thy faring. In hell they'll roast thee like a herring. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming. Kate soon will be a waify woman. There, do thy speedy utmost, Meg, to win the key stain of the bride. Thereafter thou thy tail make toss, and on the shoe, and then the cross. But ere the key stain she can make, a feint the tail she had to shake, for Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Mary's breast, she blew at Tam with furious echo. But little wist she Maggie's mettle, yea spring, broke off her master hail, but left behind her ain great tail. The carlin clocked her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, wha this tale a truth shall read, ilk man and mother's son, tak heed, whene'er to drink ye are inclined, a cutty sarks run in your mind. Just think, ye may buy the joys our dear. Remember Tam O'Shanter's mare.